The void of space twisted like liquid metal as something massive tore through hyperspace. Across 17 different star systems, alien sensors began screaming warnings into the cosmic darkness. 3 mighty war fleets that had been locked in, brutal combat for over 50 years, suddenly ceased their firing. Every warship, every battle station, every listening post in the Kronos sector turned their attention to the same coordinates in empty space. Captain Marcus Webb felt the familiar vibration as the UES Defiance dropped out of hyperspace. The colossal human battleship materialized in a brilliant flash of azure light, its sleek obsidian hull gleaming against the starfield. Marcus stood calmly on the bridge, his weathered hands gripping the command console. Years of deep space exploration had given him silver-streaked hair and knowing eyes, but his voice remained steady as granite. "Status report," he commanded. Lieutenant Commander Nina Torres looked up from her tactical station, her fingers dancing across holographic displays as streams of data flooded the screens around her. "Captain, I'm detecting massive fleet repositioning. 3 separate battle groups are disengaging from their conflicts. They're all converging on our position." Marcus nodded grimly. This reaction was exactly what Earth Command had predicted. For half a century, humanity had been secretly observing this region of space. The Kronos sector was a perpetual battlefield, where 3 alien civilizations fought an endless war of attrition. The Kethvar resembled towering reptilian warriors, with ships that moved like striking serpents. The Velthari were ethereal beings of pure energy, who crafted vessels from crystallized starlight. The Morgani Empire consisted of hive-minded insectoids, whose fleet formations swarmed like metallic locusts. All 3 races possessed devastating firepower. All 3 had been systematically destroying each other for decades, and now all 3 were staring at the mysterious human vessel that had appeared in their territory without warning. "Sir," called Chief Engineer Robert Kane from across the bridge. Kane was a broad-shouldered man with calloused hands from years of maintaining starship engines. "All systems are operating at peak efficiency. The new quantum drive performed flawlessly during our jump from Earth. We covered the distance in half the projected time." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. "Excellent work, Kane. What's the status of our defensive systems?" "Better than excellent, Captain. Energy barriers are at maximum strength. Weapons are fully charged and ready." "And sir," Kane's voice dropped, to a whisper, "the aliens are attempting to scan our hull. Their sensors can't penetrate our new adaptive shielding. To them, we're a complete enigma." That had been the strategy. Earth scientists had spent decades analyzing these warring civilizations. Human intelligence knew every weapon system, every tactical doctrine, every weakness these 3 races possessed. But the aliens knew absolutely nothing about humanity. The bridge fell silent except for the gentle hum of the engines. Outside in the darkness, 3 massive alien armadas waited for answers that would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Communications Officer Tyler Nash turned in his chair, his young face tense with concentration. Tyler possessed an exceptional gift for languages and had spent years studying alien communication patterns. "Captain, we're receiving transmission attempts from all 3 fleets. The translation algorithms are processing their languages now. Put them through when ready," Marcus replied, studying the tactical display. Red indicators showed the Kethvar fleet positions, blue marked the Velthari formations, and green represented the Morgani swarm. Hundreds of warships from all 3 civilizations were now aimed directly at the single white dot representing the Defiance. The first message crackled through the speakers in a harsh, guttural voice. Text appeared on screen as the Kethvar Supreme. Commander spoke. "Unknown vessel, you have violated Kethvar territorial space. Identify your origin and purpose immediately, or face immediate destruction." The second transmission arrived as harmonious tones that seemed to resonate through the ship's hull. The Velthari fleet arbiter's words materialized as flowing script. Mysterious travelers, we extend greetings across the void. Your technology is unfamiliar to us. We request peaceful discourse with your leadership. The third message was entirely different. The Morgani Collective communicated through rapid electromagnetic pulses that the computer translated instantly. New entity detected. Technology patterns unknown. Collective requires data exchange. Peaceful intentions assumed pending verification. Marcus studied each message carefully. This moment would determine humanity's future relationship with three powerful alien civilizations. First Officer Victoria Stone moved to stand beside him. Victoria was a brilliant strategist with ice-blue eyes and an unshakable calm that never wavered, even in the most dangerous situations. Tyler, open simultaneous channels to all three fleets, Marcus ordered. Let's show them something unprecedented. Tyler's hands flew over his controls. On the main view screen, three separate communication windows opened simultaneously. In each window, an alien face appeared. The Kethvar Supreme Commander looked like a massive armored lizard with golden scales and fierce amber eyes. The Velthari Fleet Arbiter appeared as a being of shifting light and energy, beautiful and otherworldly. The Morgani Collective spokesperson resembled a towering insect with multifaceted eyes that reflected the bridge lights. All three alien leaders stared in shock at Marcus as he stepped forward. Behind him, Victoria maintained her position with military precision. "I am Captain Marcus Webb of the United Earthship Defiance," Marcus announced. His words were instantly translated into all three alien languages simultaneously. "We represent the planet Earth and the human species. We have been observing your conflicts for many years, and we have come to offer a different path forward." The three alien commanders reacted with visible amazement. Never before had anyone possessed the technology to establish real-time communication with all three civilizations simultaneously. Their own communication systems lacked the sophistication for such complex multi-channel connections. The Kethvar Supreme Commander's golden scales bristled with anger. "Earth appears on no star charts in our databases. Your vessel materialized without warning. You claim to have been watching us secretly. This is an act of espionage." The Velthari Fleet Arbiter's energy form pulsed with curiosity. "If you have truly been observing our struggles, then you understand the complexity of our ancient conflicts. What purpose brings you to us now, during our darkest hour?" The Morgani Collective spokesperson's compound eyes glittered as it processed information at incredible speed. "Technology sophistication level, unprecedented. Request detailed specifications of propulsion systems and communication arrays for collective analysis." Marcus raised his hand, and remarkably all three alien leaders fell silent. The gesture somehow commanded respect across species barriers. "You will have your answers," Marcus said quietly. "But first, understand this fundamental truth. Humanity possesses the capability to end your wars permanently. The question you must each decide is whether you will allow us to help you find peace, or whether you will force us to impose it." The silence that followed Marcus's words stretched across space like a taut wire, ready to snap. Then the Kethvar Supreme Commander's voice exploded through the speakers, filled with reptilian rage. "You dare threaten the Kethvar Dominion? Our war fleets have conquered 60 star systems. Our plasma cannons have reduced entire worlds to molten slag. What makes you believe one pathetic vessel can challenge our might?" Strategic Analyst Diana Cross stepped forward from her position at the intelligence station. Diana was a woman of average height with sharp green eyes and prematurely grey hair, the result of years spent studying alien warfare patterns in Earth's classified archives. She had memorized every battle, every tactical decision, every strategic blunder these three civilizations had made over the past 50 years. "Supreme Commander Vextar," Diana said, using the Kethvar leader's personal name. The reptilian commander's amber eyes widened in shock at hearing his classified identity spoken aloud. Your dominion has indeed conquered many worlds, but at what cost? Your population has decreased by 40% in the last 2 decades. Your warrior caste is dying faster than your breeding programs can replace them. How many more Pyrrhic victories can the Kethvar survive? Vextar's golden scales darkened with fury. This information is sealed within the highest levels of Dominion Command. How do humans possess knowledge of our internal affairs? Diana turned to address the Velthari fleet arbiter. Luminar Zephyr, your people have mastered the art of converting stellar energy into matter, creating the most beautiful ships in the galaxy. But the constant warfare has forced you to drain 12 stars to critical levels. Your home system's primary sun is showing signs of premature aging. In 3 centuries, your entire civilization will face extinction. The energy being's luminous form flickered with what could only be interpreted as shock. Impossible. The stellar drain calculations are known only to the inner circle of arbiters. Our records are protected by quantum encryption. Finally, Diana faced the Morgani collective representative. Hive Node Prime, your collective has achieved perfect unity of thought among your species, but the war has forced you to accelerate your reproduction cycles beyond sustainable levels. Your genetic diversity is collapsing. Within 5 generations, the collective will face biological extinction from inbreeding. The insectoid creature's compound eyes flashed rapidly as it processed this information. Data accuracy, impossible. Genetic projections classified at prime node level. Source of human intelligence, unknown. Tyler Nash looked up from his communication station with obvious concern. Captain, I'm detecting massive energy buildups across all 3 fleets. They're charging their weapons systems. Marcus remained perfectly calm. He had anticipated this reaction. Fear and anger were natural responses when fundamental assumptions about reality were challenged. But that was precisely why Earth had sent the Defiance not merely to negotiate, but to demonstrate humanity's unique capabilities. Victoria, Marcus said to his first officer, show them the archives. Victoria Stone moved to the central holographic projector. With precise movements, she activated a 3-dimensional display that filled the bridge's center. The hologram showed a detailed map of the Kronos sector, but this wasn't any ordinary star chart. This display contained 50 years of accumulated intelligence data. For half a century, Victoria announced, humanity has been watching your civilizations destroy each other. We have recorded every battle, analyzed every weapon, studied every tactical doctrine. We know the location of every shipyard, every supply depot, every hidden base in this sector. The holographic display zoomed in on Kethvar territory, showing detailed schematics of their most secret military installations. It shifted to Velthari space, revealing the hidden locations of their stellar engineering projects. Finally, it focused on Morgani space, displaying the complex network of their breeding worlds and hive structures. We know your strengths, Marcus continued. More importantly, we know your weaknesses. The question now is whether we use this knowledge to help you build a better future, or whether we use it to end your conflicts permanently. The 3 alien commanders stared at the impossible display of human intelligence gathering. For the first time in 50 years of warfare, they were faced with an opponent who knew everything about them while revealing nothing about themselves. Tactical Officer Rachel Kim looked up from her weapons console, her dark eyes reflecting the glow of multiple warning indicators. Rachel was young but possessed an intuitive understanding of combat systems that impressed even veteran officers. Captain, all 3 fleets are moving into attack formations. The Kethvar are deploying their plasma lances. The Velthari are charging their stellar disruption arrays. and the Morgani swarm is preparing for a coordinated assault pattern. Marcus Webb studied the tactical display with the calm of a seasoned commander. How long until they reach optimal firing range? Approximately 4 minutes, sir. More than enough time, Marcus replied. He turned to address the 3 alien commanders still visible on the main screen. I had hoped we could resolve this through diplomacy, but it appears you require a more direct demonstration. Supreme Commander Vextar's golden scales gleamed with predatory anticipation. Finally, the human prey reveals its true weakness. You cannot threaten the Kethvar dominion with mere words and stolen intelligence. Fleet Arbiter Zephyr's energy form pulsed with reluctant agreement. Your knowledge of our civilizations is impressive, but knowledge alone cannot overcome the combined firepower of 3 war fleets. Hive Node. Prime's compound eyes reflected the light of tactical displays. Collective assessment, human vessel, demonstrates advanced intelligence capabilities, but lacks sufficient military assets for successful engagement. Marcus exchanged a meaningful glance with his first officer. Victoria Stone stepped to the secondary command console, her fingers hovering over a series of protected switches. Shall I activate the revelation protocol, Captain? Proceed. Victoria entered a complex authorization code. Throughout the Defiance, previously hidden systems began powering up with a deep harmonic resonance that every person on the bridge could feel in their bones. Engineer Kane's voice came over the internal communication system, filled with excitement. Captain, the Phantom Drive is online. All stealth generators are operating at full capacity. Quantum displacement field is stable and ready for activation. Rachel Kim's eyes widened as new weapon systems appeared on her tactical display. Sir, I'm showing weapons configurations I've never seen before. These energy signatures are off any known scale. Tyler, Marcus commanded, transmit the following message on a broad spectrum frequency. I want every ship in this sector to receive it clearly. Tyler Nash's hands moved swiftly over his communication array. Channel open, Captain. All vessels are receiving. Marcus's voice carried across space to hundreds of alien warships. To all military commanders in the Chronos sector, you are about to witness humanity's true capabilities. What you have seen, until now, was merely our diplomatic vessel. You're about to understand why Earth chose negotiation over conquest. The space around the Defiance began to shimmer like heat waves rising from hot pavement. Reality itself seemed to bend and twist as the quantum displacement field activated. Suddenly, the lone human battleship was no longer alone. One by one, massive shapes began materializing out of nothingness. First came the dreadnought Thunderstrike, its obsidian hull bristling with weapon arrays that defied classification. Then the carrier Stormhaven appeared, launching clouds of fighter craft that moved with impossible speed and agility. The battle cruiser, Voidbreaker, emerged from stealth, followed by the destroyer flotilla led by the Shadowbane. Within 60 seconds, a complete human battle fleet had revealed itself in the heart of the Chronos sector. 50 warships of unknown design and capability now surrounded the 3 alien fleets that had moments before held numerical superiority. The alien commanders stared in stunned silence as their tactical officers reported the impossible readings. They were detecting from the human vessels. This entire time, Marcus explained calmly, you have been surrounded by the Earth Defense Fleet. Our ships have been observing your every movement, recording your every tactic, learning your every weakness. We chose to remain hidden until diplomacy failed. Supreme Commander Vextar's voice cracked with disbelief. Impossible! Our sensors showed only the single vessel. How did an entire fleet remain undetected? Human technology operates on principles your civilizations have not yet discovered, Victoria Stone replied. Stealth capabilities, quantum manipulation, dimensional phasing. We have watched your wars while remaining completely invisible. Fleet Arbiter. Zephyr's energy form flickered rapidly. The power requirements for such advanced cloaking systems would drain entire star systems. How do you generate such massive energy outputs? Marcus smiled grimly. That, Fleet Arbiter, is why humanity has come to end your wars. We possess technologies that make your conflicts obsolete. The question now is whether you will accept our offer of alliance and advancement, or whether you will force us to end your civilizations permanently. The revelation of the hidden human fleet had created a silence more profound than the vacuum of space itself. 3 civilizations that had known only warfare for 50 years now faced a fourth power that had been watching them all along, possessing technology that made their greatest weapons seem primitive by comparison. Science Officer Jonathan Rivers approached the command station with a data tablet in his hands. Jonathan was a tall, thin man with brilliant blue eyes who had spent years developing the theoretical frameworks that made humanity's advanced technology possible. Captain, we're receiving priority transmissions from Earth Command. Admiral Hayes wants to know if we're ready to proceed with the integration protocol. Marcus Webb nodded slowly. The integration protocol was humanity's long-term plan for bringing peace to the Kronos sector, not through conquest or domination, but through technological advancement and mutual cooperation. Tell Admiral Hayes we're proceeding as planned. On the main view screen, the 3 alien commanders appeared to be engaged in rapid consultations with their respective leadership councils. The Kethvar Supreme Commander's scales had shifted from golden to a more subdued bronze, indicating deep contemplation. The Velthari Fleet Arbiter's energy form pulsed in slow, rhythmic patterns that suggested careful consideration. The Morgani Collective spokesperson's compound eyes were processing information at incredible speeds as it communicated with the hive mind. Finally, Supreme Commander Vextar spoke first. Captain Webb, the Kethvar Dominion acknowledges that humanity possesses superior technological capabilities, but we are a proud warrior race. We do not submit to threats, regardless of their source. Marcus stepped forward, his expression sincere rather than threatening. Supreme Commander, we're not asking for your submission. We're offering your people a chance to redirect your warrior instincts toward a greater purpose. The galaxy is vast, filled with challenges that require courage and strength to overcome. Imagine what the Kethvar could accomplish if your fleets explored unknown regions instead of fighting the same battles repeatedly. Fleet Arbiter. Zephyr's luminous form brightened with interest. You speak of exploration and discovery. The Velthari have long dreamed of understanding the deeper mysteries of the universe, but our resources have been consumed by this endless conflict, which is precisely why we're here, Victoria Stone interjected. Humanity has developed technology that could revolutionize stellar engineering. Instead of draining stars to power your ships, we can show you how to harvest energy from quantum fluctuations in space itself. Clean, unlimited power that doesn't require destroying solar systems. Hivenode Prime's mechanical voice carried a note of curiosity. Collective inquiry. What does humanity gain from sharing advanced technology? Standard species behavior involves resource hoarding and competitive advantage maintenance. Jonathan Rivers stepped forward, his scientific enthusiasm evident. That's where humanity is different. We've learned that knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. When we teach other species our discoveries, they develop innovations we never imagined. Cooperation creates exponential advancement for everyone involved. Tyler Nash's communication station chimed with an incoming priority message. Captain, we're receiving a joint transmission from all 3 alien fleets. They're requesting a face-to-face meeting aboard a neutral vessel. Marcus considered this development. A face-to-face meeting would be unprecedented in the 50-year history of the Kronos sector conflicts. Where do they propose to hold this meeting? Sir, They're suggesting we host the meeting aboard the Defiance. They want to see our technology firsthand. This was exactly what Marcus had hoped would happen. Tyler, send confirmation. We'll host a diplomatic summit in Conference Bay 7. All 3 delegations are welcome aboard our ship. Over the next several hours, shuttles from all 3 alien civilizations docked with the Defiance. The Kethvar delegation arrived in armored reptilian forms that still managed to convey dignity rather than aggression. The Velthari representatives appeared as beings of controlled energy, their light forms shifting between different spectral frequencies. The Morgani delegation consisted of elegant insectoid forms that moved with surprising grace. The conference room had been specially configured with environmental controls to accommodate all 3 species simultaneously. As the delegations took their positions around the circular table, Marcus began what would become known as the Kronos Accords. Representatives of 3 great civilizations, Marcus began, today we have the opportunity to end 50 years of destruction and begin an era of unprecedented cooperation. Humanity offers each of your peoples something valuable. For the Kethvar, new frontiers to explore and challenges worthy of your warrior spirit. For the Velthari, advanced energy manipulation techniques that will preserve your stars for eons. For the Morgani, genetic enhancement technologies that will ensure your species' diversity and survival. Supreme Commander Vexitar leaned forward, his amber eyes intense. And what does humanity require in return? Marcus smiled. Partnership. Together, our 4 civilizations can explore the unknown regions beyond this sector. There are mysteries in deep space that require the combined strengths of warriors, energy manipulators, hive minds, and human ingenuity to solve. 6 months later, the first joint exploration fleet departed the Kronos sector. Kethvar battleships provided protection, Velthari vessels supplied unlimited energy, Morgani ships handled logistics and coordination, and human vessels contributed advanced technology and scientific expertise. The galaxy would never be the same. Where once there had been endless war, now there was endless possibility. And it had all begun when one human ship arrived, and every alien fleet went silent long enough to listen to a better way forward. The age of human galactic influence had begun, not with conquest, but with the simple offer of friendship and shared knowledge. In the vast darkness of space, the light of cooperation shone brighter than any weapon ever could.